February 1969, the Nevada Community College Division was established by the state legislature, and soon after, Charles Donnelly was hired as the first president of the division. Advisory boards made up of community members were formed to guide academic programs and ensure that students were trained to meet employers' needs. Under the leadership of President Donnelly, Western Nevada Community College, WNCC, opened its doors to students in August 1971. Our humble beginnings in Reno started at the former U.S. Air Force Base instead, known as the WNCC North Campus. 705 students enrolled in classes offered in partnership with the Nevada Technical Institute. Registration was held in person, and students built their schedules with the assistance of college admissions specialists. Classes were offered in 8 counties across northern Nevada, from Fallon to Hawthorne, at only $10 per credit. Class subjects were tailored to meet student demand, with psychology, nursing, business, and vocational training being the most popular. Student involvement was paramount in the early days of the college. By December 1971, students at WNCC North had ratified the bylaws and elected officers of the first student government. And in spring 1972, the first commencement was celebrated at the Pioneer Center in Reno, with 29 students earning Associate of Applied Science degrees. That fall, the college began a partnership with Washoe County School District's Adult Education Program. Total enrollment jumped to 2,095 students, with 71% being enrolled in the Reno-Sparks area, primarily in evening classes. In addition to STED, Reno and Wooster High Schools and Clayton Junior High School hosted classes. By fall 1974, nearly 6,000 students were enrolled at WNCC North, and a student newspaper had been created to provide a platform for individuals to speak out and voice their opinion. The early Wildcats athletics program, led by Joe Arb, offered students opportunities to compete in basketball, boxing, golf, and track. It was soon realized that the North Campus needed larger facilities. In the early 1970s, Count Alessandro Dandini pioneered the acquisition of 467 acres of land in North Reno from the United States Bureau of Land Management. WNCC North and the Desert Research Institute would have a new permanent home. Construction of the original Red Mountain building was completed by January 1977, and employees and students moved in at the beginning of the semester. Later that year, the Board of Regents dissolved the Community College Division, and WNCC was restructured into a multi-campus college, officially recognizing WNCC North in Reno and WNCC South in Carson City, with Dr. Jack Davis named as president. Growth continued, and from 1976 to 1979, business occupation classes saw a 60% increase in enrollment. Additional degrees were created to meet the demand of local employers, and the Adult Education Community Services Division reached an additional 1,300 plus students in over 100 different classes. In December 1979, the Board of Regents officially voted to split WNCC into 2 separate colleges. With input from students and staff, the name Truckee Meadows Community College was chosen, and V. James Eardley was named as TMCC president. By 1980, TMCC was established with a continued emphasis on occupational education. A 100,000 square foot expansion project to the Red Mountain building provided much needed space to accommodate the growing programs of occupational health, business and industry, liberal arts, and community service. The completion of this project was celebrated with a cornerstone ceremony and placement of a time capsule. The TMCC Foundation was established in 1982. Donations to the foundation created scholarships for students and provided funding to expand the college's physical space and technology. In fact, in the early 1980s, technology was beginning to influence campus life and learning across the college. The business and math departments were in the process of integrating computer-assisted instruction. Tuition payments were available via credit card payments, and telecourses became available through KNPB Channel 5. By 1984, over 60,000 students had taken a course at TMCC. TMCC saw its first change in leadership in spring 1986 as President Eardley turned over the reins to John Gwaltney, who led TMCC through a time of rapid growth. That summer, construction would begin again on the Dandini campus, adding space to Red Mountain, expanding the library, and providing a dedicated space to house automotive, diesel, and HVAC labs. In 1989, TMCC opened its first satellite campus location in Reno's Old Town Mall, where Community Services and the Institute of Business and Industry would be located. The Community Services Division began offering ESL courses as well as computer classes in Spanish. As TMCC entered the 1990s, construction and campus growth persisted. The new Vista building could accommodate an additional 1,000 students, and the E.L. Cord Foundation Child Care Center was constructed with the dual purpose of serving families and training early childhood educators. The Culinary Arts program opened the Golden Frog Restaurant, which continues to train students in preparing for restaurant and buffet-style service to this day. The Dandini campus loop was completed in June 1994 with the dedication of Raggio Parkway. Later that year, President Gwaltney resigned, and Rita Huneycutt was named interim president until Ken Wright was selected to lead the college in 1995. The Elizabeth Sturm Library was completed in January 1996, followed by the Advanced Technology Center, later renamed the Sierra Building, in October. New technology continued to reshape the college experience, as students could sign up for a free account to access the internet. In 1997, the International Student Program began, and TMCC High School welcomed its first students. TMCC leadership changed again that year with the appointment of President John Richardson. One goal during his tenure was to serve students during non-traditional times, implementing weekend college and inter-session courses. The first TMCC website launched in spring 1999, offering web registration for the first time. Later that year, a renovated warehouse building on Edison Way opened as the IGT Applied Technology Center. In 2002, new TMCC President Philip Ringel authorized the lease of an office building on Neal Road at the Meadowood Center, and classes from the Old Town Mall location migrated across town. Shortly after, a former movie theater site on Keystone Avenue was leased, and the Nell J. Redfield Foundation Performing Arts Center opened with a production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. With a goal to provide more on-campus spaces for students, the V. James Eardley Student Center was completed in 2004. The space offered a cafe, bookstore, fitness center, and areas for other student services. After a 5-year planning process, the High-Tech Center at Redfield campus opened in 2005 as a collaborative campus location with the University of Nevada, Reno. Following Philip Ringel's retirement in 2007, former Vice President Delores Sanford served as interim president while a search for a permanent president was initiated. By 2008, the country was going through an economic crisis, and TMCC leadership changed again when Dr. Maria Sheehan was appointed president. Under her leadership, TMCC experienced a record high enrollment as students returned to college to be retrained after experiencing the loss of their jobs. In 2009, an innovative Success First Summer Bridge program was launched to welcome first-generation students and help them acclimate to college prior to the fall semester. Following years of high enrollment, a milestone graduation in 2010 saw 963 graduates in an outdoor commencement ceremony at the Dandini campus. The college grew both in physical space and the number of academic programs offered to students. In 2015, a renovation and expansion of the William N. Pennington Health Science Center at the Redfield campus was completed to accommodate many of the allied health programs under one roof. Upon Dr. Sheehan's retirement in 2016, and under interim President J. Kyle Dalpy, the first Bachelor of Applied Science degree programs were approved, including Logistics Operations Management, as well as Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Under the direction of President Karin Hilgersom, the college focused on sustainability initiatives, becoming a leading contributor to the building of a more environmentally conscious future. Along with signing a resiliency commitment with Second Nature in 2016, hydration stations and electric vehicle charging stations were installed at TMCC locations. With the closure of the Nell J. Redfield Foundation Performing Arts Center in late spring 2019, the TMCC Performing Arts program returned to the Dandini campus while simultaneously partnering with Washoe County High Schools for collaborative performances. Over the last decade, school spirit has taken hold with the official selection of the lizard as the college mascot and the introduction of both Wizard the Lizard and Mighty Lizard. In 2019, the completion of the soccer field at the Dondini campus heralded the return of our athletics program with both men's and women's soccer. In 2020, the Sports and Fitness Center opened to students, but was closed along with all campus facilities at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic forced a new, immediate reliance on technology. Events were canceled, and the majority of classes and student services were offered online. Spring 2021 commencement, held over 5 days, celebrated both the classes of 2020 and 2021 in a socially distanced drive-through ceremony. It's fitting that TMCC has returned to on-campus classes and services for fall 2021 as we celebrate a 50-year legacy as a college for the community. With an eye on the future, Truckee Meadows Community College is preparing students for the next 50 years.